Hello. We're going to go over some of our lights. The 7-inch spot lights showed up today. So there'll be a video on our 12-inch camp light, our 7-inch floodlights, clear, our amber spot. Tonight's video will be the 7-inch clear spotlight. I intend on using these as pedestal lights, and what these lights will do is they will give me roughly a 30-degree beam at about 70 to 80 meters, and I'm going to aim those more than likely in the ditches so that I can pick up deer, moose, and cattle, fox, whatever decides it's going to crawl out of the ditch and run right in front of you. Now, those in Australia will tell you how difficult it is to miss kangaroo. In North America, we have deer. And these things will run along beside your car, and then all of a sudden they say, "Out of heck with it," and they make a 90-degree and they cut right in front of you. And if you don't have something like a bush bar or a bull bar, you're going to end up mangling up your front end. My sister-in-law hit a moose. If you don't know what a moose is, Google moose. And she was running in, I believe it was a Hyundai Sonata, and the moose ended up coming right back through the car. She hit the moose from behind, and it basically toppled back into her. And it did a tremendous amount of damage to her. She lost an eye, she broke wrists, she broke ribs, her skull is fractured, and now she's been left with permanent brain injury as a result of the trauma. So hitting something that size, and she hit this moose, by the way, in the fog. She didn't even know it was there until she hit it. And that's one of the reasons why you want fog lights. That's one of the reasons why I have these amber lights besides the camp. I want to see if I can use 3 or 4 of them hooked together as a floodlight, as kind of a cheap alternative to spending hundreds of dollars at something that might not work all that well. If I don't like what I see as floodlights, I will, or pardon me, fog lights, I will put in another set of fogs. These ambers are spots, which means I'm going to have about 70 meters of light. And if you've ever driven in heavy rain or heavy snow, something that penetrates deep or is bright and fans out a long way like a floodlight will do, will just kick back in your face and you're blinding yourself. So if you're looking at fog lights, get something that will cut through the fog. You may only have 100 yards, 200 yards visibility, or 30 meters, shall we say, but it's better than ramming into something. So those are the considerations if you're putting up fog lights. Fog lights are not designed to shoot a half a mile down the road. They're designed to cut through the rain and the haze and the snow so you can see where you're going. And even if you can't see a whole lot of long distance away, any approaching drivers will see those 2 or 3 or a bar or whatever configuration you have of yellow. They will see that glow through the snow as they approach you. They may not see your headlights because everything's being bounced back, but that glow will let somebody else know that you're there. And that is critical in a survival situation. So we're going to get ready. We're going to go downstairs. We're going to try the clear 7-inch spotlights. As I say, these I want to use as pillar lights. A 5-degree spot would be a far better light than the 30 if these are 30s, and I believe they are. But to get that 5 degrees, I'm looking at $70 to $80 each light for something I'm not going to use all that often. And if I can get these to work, then the ends justify the means. So tonight's test is to see, did we succeed or did we fail? And with that, let's get ready to go downstairs. Good evening. We're outside, obviously. And we're going to try to do a review on our 7-inch spotlight. These showed up earlier today, and I hope to be able to use these as pillar lights. Now, I don't have a lot of throw. The 7-inch spot is not doing what I want it to do. It's going to act as a ditch light. Yes, it's going to end up giving me a more concentrated narrow beam, but it's not giving me the distance I need. I was getting far more distance out of the ambers than I am out of these. So as a spotlight, these may work for a limited illumination, but if you want to replace this as a long beam to shoot anywhere, this is a failure. I do want to say that my supplier does mark the boxes where others don't. I have nothing but good news to say about eCar Parts on eCar Parts 2008 on eBay. This is a $10 light. I have 3 spots and about a dozen floods. I'm building my camper. I had hoped to use these as pillar lights. They will give me a little bit of illumination into the ditch, which is what I want them to do, but they're not something that's going to penetrate way up the road, which is what I would have liked them to do. So, is this going to work for my application? No. Am I going to be able to use it someplace else, like maybe under the hood of my car, illuminating my engine? Yes. So it's not money wasted. It's just I'm going to have to repurpose this light for something else. I told you when I started my channel, I'd tell you why I did things. I would share with you the successes and the failures. I have to consider this to be a failure because it doesn't do what I wanted it to do. So now I'm back to square one, and now I'm going to have to go back and spend a couple of $100 on a different light. So I'm going to turn that down before, like, I can see people coming down the road because there's a car coming down the road. I can't pick them up individually with this light, and that's what I hope to have happen. The amber lights were illuminating the car underneath that lamppost that's up there. This won't even throw that far. So there you go. If you want to use this as a long-range spot, sorry. As far as I'm concerned, it's not going to work. Draw your own conclusions. With that, I'm going to say good night. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.